Hey, where's my stuff? My husband looked pale, thinking this can't be happening. I see that you have a very unusual hobby of sending someone's belongings without permission, so I did the same. It's funny, isn't it? Hope you're happy. Worried that he would faint, my idiot sister-in-law grimaced at me. I have suffered from these two more than enough. It's my turn now, so brace yourself. My name is Maya. I'm a 30-year-old secretary. I've been working hard all my life. I had a fateful encounter and married my husband Jason a year ago. He has two sisters who are 2 years older and 6 years younger, so he knew how to treat women. I fell for his loving and caring manner. However, there's one person who's been troubling me since the beginning of our marriage. It's his younger sister, Jasmine. She got a job after graduating from college, but I quit because it just didn't seem right for me. You know what they say, the first 3 months are crucial, right? She quit her job after only 3 months. She's moving from job to job after that. When she came to visit me for the first time, "Whoa, what a tidy house. You're good at cleaning. I'm the youngest, so I'm not good at housework. How amazing. I admire you." I wasn't particularly as good as she thought. Jason suddenly told me that night that she was coming over, so I cleaned up the house in a haste. I didn't feel bad for being praised by her, although I wondered that being the younger had to do with cleaning skills. I was happy to see her, who was bubbly and cheerful. I also liked the idea of having a younger sister-in-law as I was the only child. That day, she came over at 2 p.m. and didn't show a sign of leaving until 6 p.m. I wanted to get ready for dinner, so I mentioned, "Well, I'm gonna start cooking dinner." I hoped she would get a hint and leave, but I got an unexpected reaction from her. "Yay, can I watch it? I love watching people cook." Seeing the twinkles in her eyes, it was hard for me to say no. "Sure." I forced a smile. She wasn't interested in helping me, but just watched the whole time. I guess that she planned to eat with us at that point and kept cooking. "I've been living alone, and it's lonely to eat by myself. When I lived at home, I had my parents and siblings. It tasted better to eat with someone else." Jason overheard her comment. "Well then, come for dinner with us once in a while from now on. Your place is close to here. We were feeling lonely with just the two of us. Isn't that right, babe?" That's right." I wasn't really keen on it. Jasmine wasn't a bad girl, but we were still newlyweds and we both worked. I valued our private time having a meal together. I enjoyed eating what I prepared and talking about the day's events with each other. It seemed I was the only one who thought so. I was a little disappointed, but there was another reason why I could not refuse. My in-laws lived about an hour's drive. When we got married, my mother-in-law asked me, "My oldest is very independent and reliable, but the younger two grew up more carefree. Please take good care of Jason." I was so taken by her concerned tone of voice that I was obliged. I had not realized that my in-laws were pretty strange people at that point. I tried to think that having Jasmine over for dinner once in a while wasn't such a big deal. Contrary to my thought, she started to show her thick skin the next day. When I came home exhausted from working overtime, I was absolutely stunned by what I saw. "Oh, Maya, you're home at last. I'm starving. I can't wait to eat." Jason and Jasmine were lounging on the sofa. There were some leftover snacks on the table, and even some crumbs were littered on the floor. I wasn't OCD, but I was not happy to find that she came over without my permission and made a mess. On top of it, she asked me to hurry up and make her dinner as soon as I got home. I tugged on Jason's arm, who was laughing while watching TV. "Jason, honey, come here for a minute." "What the hell? It's just getting better," my idiot husband complained. "What's going on here? Why is she here again? Why is she making herself at home? Why?" He cut me off from asking one question after another. "Babe, wait, calm down. Why are you so upset? You said it was okay yesterday. She was lonely by herself, so she just came here to eat. Why does she need to come 2 days in a row? You say once in a while. Why are you making such a mess?" Jasmine heard what we were talking about. She apologetically said, "If it's bothering you, I'll go home. I'm sorry for making such a mess. I should have known better. I'll go home and have dinner alone. I felt sad because I had a lot of fun yesterday. Your food was better than Mom's, so She looked morose, and I impulsively said, "It's not that I'm bothered, but I didn't know you were coming today. Next time, please call me and let me know." Her face lit up immediately. "Okay, I'll let you know next time. I love you, Maya." She jumped up and hugged me tightly. She was petite and pretty, even seen from a woman's eyes. From a man's point of view, she would be the type of person he would want to protect. She also had a baby face and didn't look like she was 24. I wondered if this was the kind of girl who was good at being pampered. Thinking to myself, I began to prepare the meal. "What are you going to make today?" "Bolognese, I think. Do you like it?" She was thrilled. "Yay! I'll have a lot of sauce, please." While I was astounded by her childlike gaiety, I felt that a lively dining table was not so bad once in a while. She stopped coming over every day, but came about twice a week after that. "I'm in a good mood for rice and beans today." She remembered to call me, but she sometimes gave me a bold request. After about a month, Jason declared something outrageous. "Sorry, hon, can you say that again?" Contrary to my distress, he looked calm. "Jasmine quit her job again. She got evicted from the house for not paying the rent." He was laughing. "So, what's all this?" "Her stuff." I asked him what those boxes were, and they turned out to be Jasmine's belongings. He decided to let her stay at our house for a while without asking me. Meanwhile, she was looking at me with pleading eyes. It really pissed me off, so I took out my phone and called someone right away. "Hello? Is this Kathy? I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm wondering if you've already heard about Jasmine quitting her job again and moving to our house?" I looked at the two in front of me as I made a call. They looked back at me disapprovingly. This call should have settled everything. My in-laws should have come to pick her up, and I should have gone back to my peaceful life. I was triumphant and even thought I should have done this much sooner, but my mother-in-law had a surprising reaction. "Has she done it again? Sam and I have always told her to be more patient. Is that how young people are nowadays? I'm sorry, Maya, but could you take her in for a while? You know, Sam and I are getting old for this." I didn't understand what she meant. No, I can't do that. Why would I take her in when she has your house to go back to? Please come and pick her up. I might have said it a little too sternly, but I had no regrets. I always thought that my in-laws were too lenient with their children. She was 24 and a grown woman. They were too indulgent. Kathy was reluctant and passed the phone to Sam. Hi, Maya. I beg you to let her stay there. You are an only child, so maybe you don't understand. Siblings are supposed to help each other. Now is the time, isn't it? He tried to admonish me in a gentle tone, but what he said didn't make sense. While I struggled to argue, Jason and Jasmine smirked at me. I was even more infuriated, but the last straw was Sam's next remark. Jasmine is quite childish, sweet and adorable, you know. Think of it as an exercise in parenting. By the way, I'm disappointed that I haven't heard the good news from you yet. I realized that it was pointless to speak to my in-laws and hung up the phone. From the frustrated look on my face, Jasmine must have felt confident that her parents were on her side. Thank you for your help, Maya. I was annoyed that she was easily getting her way. But I have a condition. I can only let you stay for 2 weeks. You can't stay longer than that. We don't have money to support an extra person. If you haven't found a job and a new place by then, you're going back to your parents' house. Understood? Jason will be your guarantor for the apartment, of course. She gave me a look of reproach, but I had made a great compromise in my own way. I wondered if she wanted us to support her. Unbelievable. And honey, why do you always decide things on your own? If you keep doing that, I have my own plans. In a situation like this, Jason usually apologized to me right away, but that day was different. He must have wanted to show his dignity as an older brother to his sister. You are heartless. She's in trouble. I wasn't pleased to hear him call me that. To him, she was his sister, but to me, she was unrelated. Besides, if I continued to exploit her, it would not do her any good. When the 2 weeks were approaching, she hadn't mentioned anything about finding a job or a new apartment. There were a lot of jobs out there if she looked for them. I'm looking, but it's not easy. She only made excuses. Things had remained awkward with Jason, and the mood at home was horrible. It seemed he was over-attached to Jasmine, and there were many days when they ate out together and came home late. When the promised 2 weeks were up, they pissed me off even more. I didn't feel well and took a leave from work that day. My friend had told me a terrible truth the day before. As I sat alone in my quiet room in the daze, I thought back on everything that had happened. What was my married life about? I even wished it had never happened. Jason and Jasmine came home together in the evening and showed no care for me. Babe, I need to talk to you. I thought Jasmine had finally found a job, but he announced another insanity. The reason you don't want her to stay here is mainly due to the living expenses, right? We thought about it, and why not have Jamie live here too? She makes a good salary, so it would make our life easier. He was so proud of the idea, and I felt nothing but sorry for him. I was sure he was crazy, and there was one more like him. My sister's never been angry with us no matter what we do. I think she'll agree with our idea. She travels a lot, so she's not home much. I think it's a really good idea. Jamie was their older sister and successful career woman. She had no desire to get married and was still single. According to Jason and Jasmine, they hadn't talked to her about moving in with us. They were absolutely self-serving. So, we went to her apartment the other day and packed up her stuff. They should have arrived today. Jason looked around the room. They're not here. I sent them back. They gave me puzzled looks. A few days ago, I contacted Jamie to see if she could help me since my in-laws were unreliable. She was on a business trip but made time to talk to me. Hey Maya, I was just about to call you too. I was truly surprised to hear what she had told me. I got a call from the manager of my apartment. He said Jason and Jasmine had come to pack my things for the move on my behalf. He is an old man and a little unreliable, so he let him in. What are they up to? She, of course, complained to the manager about it. Jason apparently showed him his driver's license and talked him into letting him in. Still, it was absolutely outrageous, and I felt nothing but sympathy for Jamie. Jason and Jasmine act like criminals out of desperation. I explained to her about my situation and what her parents said. I've put up with it because they are my family. But I've reached my limit. I have an idea. The delivery came in the morning at good timing. There were a few boxes, and in addition, it was cash on delivery. She's not home right now, and I don't have cash on me. I'll have her call you later. I declined to receive them and then contacted Jamie immediately. She said she would go to the branch on her way home from the business trip. Since Jason was the one who shipped the boxes, she would drag him out with her. Jamie was pretty upset, you know. I thought she didn't get angry with you guys. By the way, I'm moving out of this house. If you want to live with your little sister so badly, go ahead and live together. It's been 2 weeks. Remember what I told you? If things don't change, I have other plans. I'm divorcing a selfish person like you. Then Jasmine spoke up. Jason, let's do as she says. You have me, we both lived here, and I'll get a job. Well, you might have to look after me for a while, though. That would be impossible, Jasmine. I simply stated the truth, and she pouted at me. I received a call from my friend for the first time in a while last night. She said a man in a suit recently appeared at a kid's playground near her office. That man usually sat on the swing alone while everyone else hastily walked by in their morning commute. People at her office were creeped out by him. What surprised her even more was that upon closer inspection, she recognized that the man was Jason. You quit your job, right, Jason? I heard that you've been swinging in the park every day. Are you planning to join the Cirque du Soleil? Yeah, something like that. I didn't feel any affection for him, who laughed off the situation that wasn't even remotely funny. He had resigned from his job the month before finding my back. So, if you can't pay the rent, please get out of here immediately. Oh, and as a final act of kindness from me, your stuff is... I opened the door to our bedroom. Jason seemed to notice something strange. Hey, where's my stuff? His face turned pale. You seem to have a very unusual hobby of packing up other people's stuff without their permission, so I did the same to you. It's funny, isn't it? I hope you're happy. As he fell to his knees, Jasmine rushed to his side with a worried look and glared at me sharply. Were you guys planning to leave off of Jamie and me? You idiots! You told me that you had been working at your company for 2 years. Well, Jamie said you were actually jobless for a long time. I bet the reason you quit was just that you got tired of working. You, brother and sister, are just like each other. I must have hit the nail on the head, and he looked down, avoiding eye contact. At that moment, the doorbell rang. I had asked someone to come over. I invited the person into the apartment. How much trouble do you two have to cause Maya? You guys are beyond redemption. Jamie stood with her arms on her hip, her legs apart, and glared at the two siblings. They were taken aback by her fury that they had never seen before and were frightened by her. Criticism is proof of care, you know. Do you know what? I don't get angry with you guys. I've stopped expecting anything from you morons. But not this time. You troubled Maya. You better brace yourselves. She took them back to their parents' house by force. 1 month later, Jason and I had filed for a divorce, and I was having a coffee with someone. So, Jamie, what happened to those two after that? Waking up at 4 every morning to do physical labor. She laughed and explained more. After moving back to their parents' house, Jason complained to his parents as expected. Take it easy on your brother, Jamie. You're being too harsh. I'm sure he can find a job again. You're his older sister, so you should help him until then. Her mother was still talking nonsense. Jamie shrugged her off and mentioned some magic words. Then she abruptly changed her attitude. Jason, Jasmine, listen to your big sister. Her mother scolded them in a panic. She couldn't stop giggling, so I asked, What? What did you say? I just told her I was going to stop spending money. You know, my parents had been nagging me to give them money ever since I'd started working. They even showed up at my office once. Thanks to them, I've been living in a dingy apartment. I could see that they wouldn't have hesitated to do such a thing. In the end, Jason and Jasmine were sent to a relative who was a farmer in the countryside. Now they get up at 4 a.m. every morning to help with the farming. There is no entertainment or anything around, and they've already tried to escape several times. Of course, they've been caught and brought back each time. When my uncle was told about the trouble they caused, he was very motivated to correct their rotten behavior. Well, I don't think people change that easily. By the way, you're leaving for Hong Kong next week, right? She's been transferred to the Far East and won't be returning the States for a while. She's determined not to send any money to her parents from now on. When she told them about it, they called her heartless and selfish. I thought they were despicable for taking a lot of money from her for a long time. After losing her financial help, they will probably have to live on the shoestring from now on. I had given up on life, but this was a good opportunity to break it off. Thank you, Maya, and I'm really sorry about my stupid brother. I hope you meet a truly nice guy someday and be happy. She laughed with a big smile on her face. Since then, I have moved and welcomed a new family member. She is a Chihuahua, and I named her Coco. She is very independent like a cat and has a snobby attitude, but that's what makes her so cute. Coco, let's go for a walk. The morning air always feels good. While on the walk I meet people, and I'm thankful for the new encounters. A lot has happened, but I'm going to forget the past and enjoy my new life.